Welcome to the What I Wish I Knew After Pregnancy Loss podcast. I am your host, Sharna Southern. I am an angel mum, a rainbow mum, a pregnancy loss practitioner, and trauma-informed coach. I created the Institute of Healing Through Pregnancy Loss out of my own experience with loss in the hopes to provide understanding and healing, educating people on pregnancy loss, and creating more women or men in trained support roles. In this podcast, I hope to shed light on what I wish I knew in relation to pregnancy loss, opening up the conversation, breaking the stigma, and bringing real-life stories plus guest experts. Thank you for being here with me today, and let's dive into today's episode. October is Pregnancy and Infant Loss Awareness Month. This month, we honour and remember the babies gone too soon and stand with families who have experienced the profound grief of pregnancy and infant loss. October 15th is the Wave of Light, a day of remembrance to those who are grieving. Your babies mattered. Your grief is valid. You are not alone. And I'm grateful for this month, a time when loss is acknowledged, when bereaved parents feel less invisible, when people light candles and say the names of their babies gone too soon. But here's what I want to talk about today. Bereaved mums don't only need support in October. They need it in February, when everyone else's babies are turning one. In May, when Mother's Day feels like a knife. In November, when they're meant to be glowing and pregnant. In March, when the due date passes unmarked by anyone but them. 1 month of awareness is beautiful, but it's not enough. And that's exactly why I created the Pregnancy Loss Practitioner Certification, to train practitioners who can hold space for bereaved mothers all year round, who understand that pregnancy loss isn't just grief, it's postpartum, it's trauma, it's neurobiological disruption, it's identity fracture at a cellular level, because awareness is step one. Specialized trauma-informed support is what comes next. And that support needs to be available 365 days a year. Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to another episode. I am Sharna, and today I want to talk to you about something that's been sitting heavy on my heart. I recently received an application for the Pregnancy Loss Practitioner Certification that absolutely moved me. And while I can't share the details of who this person is, I want to share what their story illuminated for me and what I think it illuminates for all of us. Because here's what I realized. This certification isn't about a course curriculum. It's not about modules or frameworks or even the techniques we teach. It's about recognizing that your experience, your deepest pain, your greatest loss is something far more powerful than just your experience. This woman wrote to me about her daughter, about how she wants to honor her memory by transforming her experience of loss into hope and support for others, which, to be honest, is pretty much, I'd say 99% of the applications that come through. She talked about creating safe spaces where families feel understood and less alone. She spoke about breaking the silence around pregnancy and infant loss. But then she said no to herself. Not because she didn't want it, not because she wasn't committed. She rated herself a 10 out of 10 for commitment. She said no because of the financial investment. And that's when it hit me. She's saying no to her daughter's legacy. Listen, I could talk about the curriculum all day. I could tell you about the frameworks, the evidence-based approaches, the tools and techniques. And yes, all of that matters. But that's not what the certification really is. The certification is about recognizing that what happened to you, that devastating loss, the earth-shattering grief, that journey through darkness, that wasn't just something that happened to you. It was something that happened for a purpose. If you have that burning desire written on your heart. It is there for a reason. Your experience of loss has the power to be someone else's lifeline. Your journey through grief has the power to be someone else's roadmap. Your healing, messy, non-linear, beautiful healing, has the power to be someone else's permission slip to keep going, if you want it to. When you say yes to becoming a pregnancy loss practitioner, you're not just saying yes to learning skills. You're saying yes to becoming a conduit for transformation that reaches far beyond what you could even imagine. Think about it. Every family you support will carry that support into their relationships, their other children, their communities. Every person who feels less alone because of you will be more present for someone else in their life. Every moment of hope you help someone find will ripple out in ways you'll never even know about. Your daughter's legacy, your son's story, your baby's story, it doesn't end with your loss. It continues through every life you touch. The woman who wrote to me is worried about the financial investment. And I get it. I really do. Money is real. Circumstances are real. Limitations feel real. But here's what I want you to consider. What's the cost of saying no to yourself? And ultimately, saying yes to the fear, that voice that tells you you can't do it. What's the cost of staying in that job that leaves you feeling unfulfilled when you know your heart is calling you towards something bigger? What's the cost of having this burning desire to support other lost parents, but not having the structure and tools to do it effectively? What's the cost of letting your experience remain just your experience instead of transforming it into a force that could change countless lives? I know some of you are thinking, easy for you to say, Sharna, you don't understand my financial situation. And you're right. I don't know your specific circumstances, but I do know this. When we're meant to do something, when we're called to something, the universe has a way of conspiring to make it happen. I've seen women find scholarships they didn't know existed. I've seen families step in to support someone else's dream. I've seen payment plans that make the impossible possible. I've seen people get creative with funding their future in ways they never imagined. But none of that happens when you say no to yourself before you even explore the possibilities. Here's what I want you to understand. Your experience of loss has made you medicine for others. You have empathy that can't be taught in textbooks. You have presence that can't be learned from videos. You have understanding of the darkness that only comes from having walked through it yourself. When you become a certified pregnancy loss practitioner, you're not just adding credentials to your resume. You're stepping into your role as a healer, as a light bringer, as someone who can sit with others in their darkest moments and say, I know, I've been there, and you're going to be okay. The woman who wrote to me talked about wanting to break the silence around pregnancy and infant loss, to raise awareness, to foster community. Do you realize how desperately the world needs this? Do you realize how many families are suffering in silence right now, thinking they're broken, thinking they're alone, thinking they'll never be okay again? Do you realize how many healthcare providers are struggling to support lost families because they don't have the training or understanding? Do you realize how many workplaces, communities, and support systems are failing grieving parents because pregnancy and infant loss is still so misunderstood? You could be a part of changing all of that, not just for the families you work with directly, but through the awareness you raise, through the conversations you start, the silence you help break. So here's the question I want to leave you with today. Will you say yes to your vision, or will you say no to yourself? Because right now, if you're listening to this to the end and feeling that pull, that calling, that knowing in your heart that you're meant to do this work, and you're letting fear or circumstances or financial concerns make the decision for you, you're saying no to yourself. You're saying no to your baby's legacy. You're saying no to all the families whose lives could be transformed by your presence. You're saying no to the healer you're meant to become. I'm not here to pressure you. I'm not here to make the decision for you. I'm here to remind you of who you are and what you're capable of. I'm here to remind you that sometimes the very thing that feels impossible is actually the door to everything you've been searching for. I'm here to remind you that there are payment plans, there are possibilities, there are ways to make this work if you're willing to explore them. But most importantly, I'm here to remind you that your experience is bigger than just your experience. Your loss has the power to become someone else's healing. Your grief has the power to become someone else's comfort. Your journey has the power to become someone else's hope. The Pregnancy Loss Practitioner Certification isn't going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. Your calling isn't going anywhere. But time is passing. And every day you say no to yourself is another day that families who need you are still waiting. Another day that your baby's legacy isn't rippling out into the world the way it could be. So what will it be? Will you let the obstacles be bigger than your vision? Or will you say yes to becoming the healer you're meant to be? The choice is yours, beautiful soul. And whatever you choose, know that I believe in you. I believe in your vision. I believe in the power of your experience to transform lives, because your experience is medicine and the world needs your medicine. If this episode spoke to you, if you felt that stirring in your heart, if you know you're meant for this work, don't let fear make the decision for you. Reach out. Let's have a conversation. Let's explore what's possible, because I promise you this, the families who need you are out there and they're waiting for someone just like you. Until next time, keep shining your light. Thank you for listening in with me today. I hope you found this episode helpful. If you did, I would absolutely love to hear from you. Take a screenshot of this episode, share it to social media, and tag me at Institute of Healing_PL. I love seeing what is resonating with you right now. If you want to chat further, I invite you to connect with me through Instagram. Head over and follow my Instagram account, send me a DM, and let's open the communication. If you want to know more about how you can be the support for others, head to the show notes and fill out the application form for the Pregnancy Loss Practitioner Certification. I want to also note here that what I share within the episodes is not medical advice. If you need further support, please consult your doctor. Thank you again. Much love to you. Be gentle with yourself, and I look forward to supporting you on the next episode.